So what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a video of this news clipping that was on the local news, and I wanted to show you.
Program tonight, a Canadian Tire store in Sydney has 2 new employees, but they're not your usual retail clerks. CTV's Kyle Moore now on the unlikely match.
Meet the newest employees at this Canadian Tire store in Sydney.
They were freezing to death. They're out by the building, freezing to death. So we took them in.
And now Jimmy and Baby have new jobs and a new home. And everyone is chipping in to look after their 2 new friends.
We got the first cat, we took him and got him fixed. And we've taken a second collection, and the second cat now is going on Tuesday to be fixed.
The 2 cats were found in this parking lot in the freezing cold on October the 31st. They've now been at this Canadian Tire store for the past 3 months, and staff are treating them as though this is where they belong.
We're always forever cuddling them. I usually walk around with treats in my pocket. I think we all generally have got them readily available for the cats.
Staff have even taken down crates from store shelves and set them up so the felines will have a place to sleep. And that's not all. Employees also rotate shifts so there will always be enough food and water. Customers like the idea of having animals in the store.
I think it's great. I really do. Coming in here, I had banged up something on my car and I was unhappy, and I decided to come in here, and I left with a huge smile on my face. I think it's really great.
It seems the 2 cats have softened the environment and made this business more than just a commercial enterprise.
This morning, walking in the door, and both of them were sitting there meowing and just couldn't wait to have somebody there, and then followed you around, and this is their home. They're not going anywhere. They don't look to go out or anything now. We just love them.
2 furry friends who may have started life with the wrong people have now found their forever homes. Kyle Moore, CTV News, Sydney.
Now, I personally think it was a great thing that they did, and I'm going to show you the next news article that aired the next day.
Everyone is happy that 2 cats are living at a Canadian Tire store in Sydney. A woman who is petrified of the animals says she was shaken by the whole ordeal after coming face to face with a cat while shopping. Here's CTV's Kyle Moore.
Most think they're a cute, cuddly addition to the shelves of merchandise. But it turns out not everyone is thrilled about the rescue cats who have been hired by Canadian Tire.
The cat's my phobia, and I've had it since I was a little girl.
Kay Hogan says the store isn't doing enough to accommodate customers. She says she was confronted by one of the cats while shopping.
I'm terrified of cats, so I'm screaming. I ran, I'm looking for my husband. I grabbed onto another gentleman who was at the store, and that's how it started. That's the way I get. I'm terrified of the cats.
So there was 2 guys in the aisle, and I said, "You have cats here?" And they started laughing. I said, "She's terrified of cats." And so he picked it up and said, "You put it in the back." So the manager, the guy I was talking to, he said, "We will try to keep them in the back."
Hogan says there were no signs warning customers about cats on store premises when the incident occurred. Management has since addressed the issue by posting signs as you enter the building and throughout the store.
We have about 12 signs around the store, so if a customer see the signs and know that he's not a fan of the cat, there's no problem. We're gonna just put the cats in the cage or in the office.
The Hogans feel the cats don't belong in the store.
I don't want to be harsh and say get rid of the cats, but they can adopt them out. If they have a mice problem or something like that, there are other options. But I think they should think of the people first.
We didn't know that it was like a phobia or something like that. We thought she was just surprised to see the cat and she didn't expect to see the cat, so that's why she acted like that. But
for now, the cats will continue to call their store home. Management says they will try to keep the cats in the warehouse or office. The only time they will be on the floor is when customers come in asking to see them. Kyle Moore, CTV News, Sydney.
Now, I have to say that you know, what they were doing is they just rescued two homeless cats. And I don't really think that it was such a big deal that a lady had to be so upset about seeing them, but that's her phobia, that's her phobia. Now, do you think the cat should stay, or do you think that they should have to leave? I'd love to see the comments and response from people, because it seems to have created quite an uproar in my local community. There's some Facebook pages about it, and there's some, you know, arguing back and forth on the topic, so I'd like to hear what the rest of the world has to say about the cats that live in Canadian Tire. So leave some comments and let me know. Have a great day. So with the update of the Canadian Tire cats, what has happened now is Montreal has informed the Sydney store that the cats no longer can remain there and that they have to find them new places to live. So there is a petition, and I'm going to include the link for it at the bottom in the description, for people can, you know, sign it. I've signed it. See, I took action on March 11th, 2014. Now, for me, the reason why I wanted to sign this is not because Canadian Tire has two cats living in it, because, you know, I wasn't, you know, I was inspired to go out and do kindness. I was inspired to do good, and I went to the local SPCA and I adopted a cat, and the video is actually on my page for anybody who watches my page. I was inspired, like, because if they were, you know, if they took in two animals and they were doing a good deed, I'm nothing special. I'm sure I'm not the only one who was inspired to go and, you know, be kind to an animal, and there was no reason for them to be kind to an animal other than the fact that, you know, to be kind to an animal. So that's how I have my little Simba, who lives with my mom. My mom absolutely adores her cat, and it was one of the best decisions ever. And so for anybody that's going to say, well, go to your SPCA and take a cat in, or give them a home, I already did that. Now, I think that's the reason I probably spent about $1,000 in the last 2 months at Canadian Tire, is because for me, they're no longer a big boxed corporation, which is how I viewed Canadian Tire until, you know, they did this for these cats. Now I view them as people who, you know, go out of their way to be kind to animals. And, you know, there is a compromise. You know, they could keep them out back while there was our customers in the store, but the fact that they have to go and Montreal is, you know, like, sorry, they have to leave, that kind of upsets me, because life is about compromise. And if they can't compromise and say, okay, you know, like, when there's people in the store, keep the cats in the back and they can stay, but just the fact that they want them to go says, you know, they are a big boxless corporation, and the little people, such as the employees that try to do good, are told no. So what I want is, I want everybody to sign this petition, and not just for the principle of the fact that it's two cats. You don't even have to like cats. It's the fact that they have no compromise. There's no, okay, you know, we'll work with you, you work with us, everybody's happy. Why would they need my money if they're unable to understand that life is about compromise? Like, because my life is about compromise. I compromise all the time. So definitely sign it for the purpose of, you just don't like the way that they're just saying no, or do it because you love animals. Do it because, you know, just do it, just sign it, and hopefully, you know, they'll see the fact that so many people love these cats and care for them and care for what these people are trying to do for these cats. So that's the reason why it's touched me, because I was inspired to go out and do a kind thing, and I'm glad I am. I'm glad that, you know, I was inspired. Sometimes we do need inspiration, and if a company is not a big faceless corporation and they inspire people to do kindness, then that's great. But I'm also going to include pictures of the kitty cats, just for you to see how beautiful they are. And I also have a clip of another store doing the exact same thing. So it's not the first time that this has been done. So I'm just going to show you the next clip in the pictures and sign that petition. You don't even have to like leave comments on my video. You can if you want, but before you comment, sign the petition.
A local Canadian Tire had a big problem. Mice were taking over the store, so it enlisted the help of 3 cats. Not only did they solve the problem, but they became wildly popular with customers as well. But as the CBC's Megan Grant reports, when Alberta Health Services found out, their future was up in the air.
These guys are off duty for now. Lily, Frady, and Tiger work here at the Beacon Hill Canadian Tire. And when they're not taking catnips, these 3 are on the prowl for vermin. With a landfill just down the street and a giant field right behind this Canadian Tire, mice became a huge problem inside the store. The store owner tried everything to get rid of the mice, but nothing worked, till they adopted 3 farm tabbies.
Natural predators do the trick. The mice sense that they're here and they don't come in the building.
The mice disappeared, but someone let the cat out of the bag to Alberta Health Services, and it told the store to get rid of the cats, mostly for health reasons.
Usually advise that they seek the advice of a professional pest control operator.
But just 3 weeks later, 3,000 customers signed a petition asking to bring the cats back.
Well, that was cool. That was cool, yeah. I mean, there's no food being served here or anything, right? So, no harm's being done to anyone.
So AHS and the store owners have come up with a compromise. The cats can stay, but they can only roam around the store at night. That solves the most problem, but Pastoka says his customers still ask for the cats.
Kids would come in and immediately walk through the doors and say, Mom, Dad, where are the cats? Let's go find them.
For other store owners hoping to bring cats in to get the mice out, Alberta Health Services says the chances of meeting in strict conditions are slim to none. Megan Grant, CBC News, Calgary.
So as you see, Canadian Tire corporate office has compromised before, and I really hope they do again because these cats have to stay. Thanks for watching.